the Stirling Stone, and the secret of the Wallace Monument. It was the last weekend before the summer holidays, and the air in Stirling buzzed with the kind of energy that only an adventure could satisfy. Kaya, the 14-year-old self-appointed leader with a love for mysteries, could feel it in her bones. Her younger brother, Caleb, aged 12, was right behind her, fidgeting with excitement as he always did before they set off on one of their escapades. Ayla, 8, the pint-sized inventor and brainbox of the group, already had her trusty backpack slung over her shoulders, filled with all sorts of gadgets that a kid her age had no business knowing about. And then there was little Nevaeh, only 5, who refused to be left behind despite her siblings' best efforts. She clutched her favorite plush dragon, Scorchy, tight in her tiny hands, ready to face whatever the world had to throw at her. The 4 of them stood at the base of the magnificent Wallace Monument, a towering stone structure overlooking Stirling and the surrounding hills. It was an uncharacteristically warm day, and the sun bathed the monument in a golden light, making it look like something out of a fairy tale. "Are you sure about this, Kaya?" Caleb asked, tilting his head up to the towering spire. "Last time you dragged us into one of your adventures, I ended up with nettle stings for a week." "Quit your whining," Kaya shot back, rolling her eyes. "This is different. I heard a story about a secret stone hidden somewhere in the Wallace Monument, a stone that supposedly grants anyone who touches it the power to control the wind." "The wind?" Ayla piped up, her eyes wide with curiosity. "That sounds like absolute nonsense, but I guess it would be pretty cool." "I want to control the wind," Nevaeh announced, thrusting Scorchy into the air as if he would somehow help them on their quest. "Let's go find the magic rock." "That's the spirit," Kaya grinned. "The legend says the stone is hidden somewhere at the very top. We need to find it before anyone else does." With a collective cheer, or in Caleb's case, a resigned sigh, the siblings began their climb up the 246 steps of the Wallace Monument. As they ascended, they could see breathtaking views of Stirling spread out below them, the River Forth snaking its way through the landscape, Stirling Castle perched proudly on the hill, and the rugged peaks of the Oak Hill Hills stretching into the distance. Finally, they reached the top, gasping for breath but triumphant. The viewing platform was empty, except for a pair of grumpy pigeons that flapped away at their arrival. Kaya stepped forward, scanning the stone walls. "There has to be some sort of clue around here." "That looks suspiciously like a button," Caleb pointed out, nodding toward an oddly shaped stone sticking out from the wall. "Good eye, Caleb," Kaya said, impressed. "Let's press it." Ayla, the smallest and most nimble, stood on tiptoes and pushed the stone with all her might. It slid in with a grinding noise, and suddenly a section of the wall swung inward, revealing a dark, narrow passage leading deeper into the monument. "Well, this looks promising," Kaya said with a smirk. "Anyone scared of the dark?" "Nope," Nevaeh declared, charging ahead before anyone could stop her. The others scrambled to follow. The passage twisted and turned, taking them deeper into the monument than they thought possible. Just when they began to wonder if they'd taken a wrong turn, the corridor opened up into a hidden chamber. At the center of the room stood a large round stone glowing with an eerie blue light. Swirling patterns were etched across its surface, and it almost seemed to hum with energy. "There it is," Kaya whispered. "The wind stone." "Do you think it really works?" Caleb asked, inching closer. "Only one way to find out," Kaya replied, reaching out to touch it. But just as her fingers brushed the surface, a loud clang echoed through the chamber. "You kids shouldn't be here," a voice growled from the shadows. Out stepped a man in a long, dark coat with a menacing glint in his eye. He was holding a wicked-looking staff, and his expression made it clear he wasn't about to give them a warm welcome. "Who are you?" Ayla demanded, standing defiantly in front of little Nevaeh, who had frozen in place. "I'm the keeper of the Windstone," the man sneered, "and I can't let you leave with it." Caleb's eyes darted around the room, landing on a tapestry hanging on the wall. It depicted a battle between knights, and at the center was a figure holding a staff exactly like the one the man was holding now. "Guys, I think that staff controls the stone." Kaya didn't need to be told twice. She leapt forward, tackling the man's legs with all her strength, sending him sprawling. "Ayla, grab the staff!" "On it!" Ayla shouted, her little fingers wrapping around the wooden shaft. But just as she lifted it, the stone's glow intensified, and a sudden gust of wind blasted through the chamber, whipping around like a miniature tornado. The man scrambled to his feet, but Caleb and Kaya held him back, while Ayla raised the staff and pointed it toward the stone. "Make it stop!" Caleb yelled over the howling wind. "I'm trying," Ayla yelled back, twisting the staff like a steering wheel. Suddenly the wind died down and the chamber fell silent. "What just happened?" Kaya asked, her hair a tangled mess. Ayla grinned. "I think I just saved the day." "I'm hungry," Nevaeh said, tugging on Kaya's sleeve. "Can we get ice cream now?" The man glared at them, still pinned to the ground. "You'll never understand the power of the windstone." "Maybe not," Kaya said, standing tall, "but I know we can't let someone like you have it." The siblings left the chamber, carrying the staff and leaving the stone behind. As they emerged into the sunlight, they looked out over the sprawling landscape of Stirling, feeling like they had conquered the world. "So what now?" Caleb asked. "Now," Kaya said with a grin, "we make sure no one else finds that stone. But first, ice cream." And with that, the four adventurers made their way back down the monument, ready for whatever their next adventure had in store.